Today, I'm talking with Dean Linke, who has actually been on the podcast a while back. So, Dean, can you start off by telling us what's new or how this online convention is treating you?
It's been amazing. The opportunity to have a studio show with great co hosts and to be able to preview all of the sessions in depth has been fantastic. To have the knowledge and the charm of Ian Barker, the director of coaching education for United Soccer Coaches, and his great English accent, Anna, is awesome. Brian Maxwell Turner is a new face, a high school coach trying to break into the podcast world like you, Anna. He might want some tips from you as well. Nicole Hercules, who is the chair for the Black Soccer Coaches, which, of course, as you know, Anna, we've got to pay attention to that as we continue to fight racism. And then Julio Serrano, who lives in Illinois, not too far from you in Iowa, chairs the Latino Soccer Coaches Advocacy Group. So I'm really assembled with some superstars, some passionate people that share your passion, my passion for the love of the game. And, we've been doing 5 or 6 studio hits a day, and everyone seems to get better. I don't know if you've been able to tell, but we are having a blast, really having a good time. And the feedback has been phenomenal. I am so honored to be here. That last night, United Soccer Coaches gave me a letter of commendation that blew me away. I do this because I love it, but to be able to be recognized by an association that I love so much was a kicker. But bigger than that, I mean, Jose Mourinho, Hank Steinbrecher coming up, Greg Berhalter, Jill Ellis. I mean, the stars are all over the place. Even though we can't all be together, we're really learning and growing with the game. It's been pretty cool, Anna. Have you been able to feel it and pick it up from where you are?
Yeah, it's definitely been getting better as the week goes on, and we've been able to deal with technical difficulties. Speaking of which, how nice is it to have someone there to be able to help you with any technical difficulties you may encounter?
Oh well, I am. I'm archaic. I mean, I'm like an antique, Anna. That's why. In fact, I just mentioned. At 15, I could barely walk, and I'm getting ready to join the 15-year-old Anna Turi, who just absolutely blows my mind. And I made the comment every time I come on with you, people wonder who the 15-year-old is, and they usually point to me. You really are, spectacular beyond your years, and I'm so proud of you. But yeah, it's been amazing because even right now, Erica Dyer, without her, I probably wouldn't be on with you.
I have definitely been thankful. My dad is kind of a technological savvy, so he's been able to help us out as we navigate this crazy week. But
Well,
how have you seen people connect throughout the week, even though we're virtual and meeting through a computer screen?
yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm around a lot of hip people like you, and they've been really efficient and effective in being able to do breakout rooms and do their socials and have a lot of fun as if they were together. You kind of feel like you can reach through the screen and give people sort of virtual hugs, for lack of a better word, maybe a virtual toast. You're too young for that, Anna, but maybe a high C toast for you. That's old school. I don't know if they even make high C anymore, but yeah, I mean, I think you said a few technological issues. I've had none, so I'm obviously pleased. But for the most part, I think they've worked those out, and I think people have really been pleased. In fact, I think it might change the game a little bit. We can't wait to get together next year in Kansas City. I hope to see you here, Anna. But I think they might add some digital elements for the people worldwide. I mean, we're getting people from Singapore and Scotland and Brazil and England and France and all over the place that want to be a part of this unique digital convention. I give Jeff Van Duzen, who I know you're a big fan of, you had him on yesterday. First of all, Jeff Van Duzen is one of the sweetest people I've ever met. He lets people do their jobs, and you know what? He makes it fun. And we do have fun. We even had fun last night, and we'll have fun tonight, and we'll have fun all day.
How do you personally deal with connecting and presenting to people when you can't see them?
Yeah, the good thing is I'm used to being in front of the camera. I will tell you that the studio, we're at a studio called HMX Live. And right when I got here, they kind of opened their arms and said, Dean, what do you want to do? And I'm like, well, I want to have shots of the studio. I want to move around a little bit. I want to be able to drop in videos. And can I go ahead and maybe set up some standard scripts so we can follow? And I think you'd be pretty impressed. And, it may not be totally to your status because you're A level, but I think it's been pretty good as we've kept it flowing. There's been no, downtime. We just keep on rolling and we lead right up to the next sessions. And I feel like we've done a pretty good job breaking down all of them with the notion to give people, okay, well, those are the five. I'm going to watch this one live. And as you know, Anna, if you register for the convention, all the sessions will be available to you for a year.
So I know you were on Soccer Chat the episode was released just a little ago, and I know you made a joke about having bad jokes and not being able to see the reactions. So do you have a bad joke to share with us right now?
Oh man, you put me on the spot with jokes. I mean, one of my favorite jokes is a termite walks into a bar and he looks at the person behind the bar with a straight face and just says, "Is the bartender?" But bum, get it? The wood is it going to be the wood? Termites like wood. Is the bartender?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was just so funny, Anna. You see what I mean? There you go. You told me to give you a bad joke. That's as bad as they get right there.
Yeah, that was a good one. Dad joke.
You're awesome.
So now that games are kind of starting up and more people are playing, are you going to be traveling a bit more?
I am. In fact, it's so funny that you're sitting in Iowa. I actually, Dr. Ray Sieplick, who I co host the awards gala with, he's a member of the association for 51 years, even though he looks like he's 20 years younger than me. He's an honor award winner. He is a Hall of Fame coach at U.S. Coast Guard Academy and athletic director. He's going to fill in for me because I actually have Iowa, Minnesota women's gymnastics tomorrow live on the Big Ten Network, which I know you get, right? Tell me you get the Big Ten Network or your dad does, maybe somebody.
Maybe. I don't actually know. We
Okay.
only watch soccer around here,
Well,
so
they have soccer on the Big Ten Network. So, yeah, you should be watching that, including the Iowa Hawkeyes led by Dave Diani. So, yeah, I am traveling there. And then on Sunday, I'll be in Syracuse for Syracuse Miami women's basketball. So, both of these are women's sports. And, Anna, I am out front on the fact that I love women's sports. I especially love women's soccer, but really anything to deal with women's sports, I advocate for.
yeah, I think throughout this whole week we've seen a lot with the women's and advocating. How many sessions or how many women have you talked to that have had amazing stories throughout the game?
Oh, incredible. I mean, first of all, to have Nicole Hercules in studio, she is such a passionate leader for the black soccer coaches. It's been incredible. I did advocacy spotlights with Haley Carter, who's a rock star. I don't know if you've had her. Has she been on your show yet? If she
Yeah.
hasn't, okay, good. You need to get her on for sure. She's been incredible. Sue Ryan and Lee Gerald, who head up the advocacy department. Lee Gerald actually full time with the United Soccer Coaches. Sue Ryan devotes so much of her time. She's been incredible. Brandy Chastain and Julie Foudy have already been on sessions, and we've got more exciting ones coming from women. Just finished up with Laura Harvey live. She's the USU 20 coach by way of England. Heather Dyke just got added to the U.S. Soccer Board of the Directors. She's the women's coach for the University of New Mexico. Lynn Burling Manuel, able to talk to her every day. She sends such inspiring emails in the morning, setting the tone for what happened yesterday, telling us we're doing a good job. And I think she means it. I hope she does. But in fact, I sent her a note back today that her message gave me chills. That kind of gives you an idea of the family atmosphere that they're rolling here. Everybody has been fantastic again. And I think that starts with Lynn and then Jeff Van Dusen, the way he takes care of his staff. I mean, he's the kind of person you want to work for. You want to go to bat for. In fact, I feel bad that I have to duck out on the final day, but they've been great about it. And I'll make sure to leave them in good shape with some scripts and that type of thing so that they can keep rocking and rolling.
One other soccer chat thing. I understand you have a new nickname, the Big Homie. How do you feel
Yeah,
about that?
What's going on, Anna? You didn't break out with the big homie, like I'm pretty sure that had something to do, with the extra girth in the midsection, but they claim no. But I can work with that. Big homie, they did a little jersey. 13 is my favorite number. So Sean Soderling and Nick Rizzle, they're really cool. I definitely told them that I was going to be on yours as well. So, this sort of relationship all of us podcast hosts have is pretty neat, as we, try to grow our fan base and more importantly, just continue to talk about the sport we love so much. And you know what we really try to do, Anna, and sometimes I can get a little cheesy, but what we really try to do is keep the game beautiful. You know that, right?
That was a good roundabout.
I'm all about the roundabout.
This soccer community we have with all of the podcasters, how have you seen it online, and how have you seen it still stay the same even though we're online?
Yeah. Well, first of all, everybody's got their unique take. Like for instance, the Cooligans, they might be more of your PG-13 rated R version, but they're super funny. So they were a part of one of the opening socials, kind of letting things roll. Glenn Crooks, who is a superstar on Sirius XM and has his own podcast, and he had the great honor of interviewing Greg Berhalter and being involved with the Jill Ellis one. So I found that to be fascinating. And then there's ones that are specifically just about goalkeeping or about attacking. And there's a guy like Brian Maxwell Turner, who's a host and trying to make a name for himself and also promote, I guess, a clothing wear. By the way, he's not had me on his podcast. So what's up with that? And then two, I haven't got any of the gear either, Anna. So we got to work on that, don't you think?
Yeah, you do. He hasn't had you on yet.
Yeah, come on. Of course, it only took you like a couple years to get me on as well, though. So
Maybe.
I'm just teasing you.
Yeah. What is one thing that you were most looking forward to for convention this week?
I got to tell you the studio show. So I'm known as a play-by-play guy, but I love, what I look at my craft kind of like golf, right? The best golfers, you can't just be a great putter. You got to be able to drive it straight. You got to be able to have short game. You got to be able to have finesse, work your way out of the sand trap, and then you got to be able to putt. Those are a whole lot of different skills, and a lot of golfers can do one, but they can't do all. And maybe people will say, I can't do any of the different components of broadcasting, but I'm certainly trying. So the opportunity to be in the studio, to be able to set the script, be a traffic cop, and do it 5-6 times a day has really been fascinating. It's been enjoyable. The people have every time I've suggested different shots or moving around, they've said yes. So, I mean, I'm living the dream. I mean, I feel like kind of sitting in a undeserved king's chair, but I'll take it. They're treating me like a king, and I'm around all kinds of other kings and queens. It's not like a king and lower level. I mean, we're all like being treated really, really well, kind of like royalty this week. And so being in the studio has been awesome. It makes me want to do more studio work, Anna. So I'll get you a cut if you can get me some more studio work somewhere. Okay.
Okay, I'll try. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thank you, Anna. You are a real treasure. We've talked a lot about you this week. I don't know if you've heard any of those comments. Have you heard the line about we always wonder who's the 15-year-old? Have you heard that one before?
Yeah, I think so.
My point is, I'm more of a 15-year-old than you. You are so poised. Your parents have done an amazing job. They have to be so proud of you. And by the way, that little tease you did with your brother was just one of the best I've ever seen. How many takes on that, by the way?
Well, just we had two. One where he didn't dive in the snow, and then we were like, "You have to dive." That wasn't even funny enough.
It was great. I mean, it's so awesome. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm not going to pander, but anytime that you want me on, I'd be glad to come on. I really enjoy it. You are a bright, shining star, and in fact, there's going to be a time down the road where when we're doing these studio shows, even live and in person. And I know you've got your own brand, but I hope you'll join me up there to talk about all things soccer. Will you do that?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, awesome, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much.